we have had discussions around the structure and the need for us to handle things in such a manner that we strengthen our capacities so that you don't have to create task teams to deal with specific challenges, because we will have developed that capability within the police to deal with the challenges that we are confronted with. And it is in this context that the issues that we discussed around the PKTT took place.
In Minister Mkhunu says that you can you recall having a meeting specifically with Minister Mkhunu in November of 2024?
Yes, I might not. We have had many meetings with him. So
well, I'm talking about the task team.
That's why I said we did discuss the task team as we were discussing the problems that the structure and how we think the structure must be structured and how we must strengthen certain units like murder and robbery so that we are able to address the problems of murder in the country. Because the political killings task team, it's a team that came as a result of the murder that was taking place amongst, which are politically related. That's why it was called Political Killings Task Team, but it is murder. And there was also the problem of the killing of traditional leaders, which is not political. It is murder as well. And killing of ordinary South Africans because either it's a robbery or gang-related matters, which is murder. And the rate at which we resolve these crimes is worrisome. Hence the need to strengthen the unit that deals with murder and robbery so that we are able to resolve any murder that takes place in the country. And in that context, then the issues of the task team like political killings came into the discussion.
At these meetings that you held in these briefings, did the minister at any stage give an indication that he's either not happy with the task team or that he intended to have it disestablished?
Yeah, he did raise that matter, that it must be de-established, and we had discussions around that.
When would that have been?
I can't recall the exact date.
Now, you know by now that the minister issued his directive on the 31st of December 2024. Yeah. What was your, when did you first learn about the directive?
On the social media, that's where I picked it up. And then he then called, I think, was it, I'm not sure whether it was the first or the second, but early January, that the letter that is circulating, he wrote the letter, because I thought it's fake.
Is that the usual way you learn about what the minister decides or has decided, that you learn about it on social media?
Well, that's not a right way. We have been interacting all along about everything that is to do with policing, but this specific one, that's how we learned about it, unfortunately.
What was your reaction when you saw on social media that he had directed that the political killings task team be disbanded?
Well, as I said, I first dismissed it because it was odd for me to say something like that. And when he confirmed it himself, that he wrote it, and we must not be surprised. I didn't understand what could have motivated him to pen such a letter in the manner in which he did.
When did you first see the full text of the letter?
I'm not sure of the exact date, but yeah, I saw the full text. It was early January though, still, and I read it, and I had a problem because the way it was written, it was very difficult to comprehend how that is going to be realized, the content of the letter, because it was saying that the PKTT is disbanded with immediate effect, and that a close-up report must be submitted.
What was your, or what is your understanding between the divide between policy and operations? And you've been a deputy minister for a long time. You're familiar with sections 206 and 207 of the Constitution. You're familiar with the provisions in the Police Act, which prescribes the role, the various roles of the minister, the national commissioner, divisional commissioners. This is a directive disbanding an operational unit task team within the police. Could the minister do that?
The minister can communicate his views. Whether he's legally correct or wrong, I might not be able to interpret that, but he can communicate his directives in writing. And it's upon the recipient to receive and respond to that. And I think the National Commissioner responded in a manner that the immediate part of it was not operationalized. Because we are all aware that the committee, the task team is still there.
So how soon into the new year did the minister discuss this with you? This is now after he's issued the directive.
I might not recall the exact date, but I mean, when we met and discussed, we discussed this issue way beyond January. That January has come and gone, and the PKTT has not been disbanded. But like I said earlier, that there were discussions around this. For instance, I remember a discussion where the issue of General Khumalo came into being, that as we are strengthening crime intelligence, it will be appropriate that he focus on crime intelligence and probably the National Commissioner look at getting somebody who can full-time attend to the PKTT.
Yeah, you do mention, and you'll see at paragraph 54 of your statement, that the discussions you did have with the minister seem to be more about the head of crime intelligence now also heading the PKTT.
Yeah, because that was the case. Even now, because that decision has not been made, that is still the case. But one was of the view that if we were to be true to what we are saying, it will be appropriate that Lieutenant General Khumalo be allowed to pay special attention to crime intelligence because he is responsible for that. And we get some senior officer, either a major general, to take up the responsibility of heading the political killing task team. Because even Khumalo, by the time he was heading it, he was a major general before he became a head of CI.
But there was never any talk of disbanding or disestablishing the task team.
Well, the earlier discussions that came that the unit must be done away with, there was a discussion around that. There was, because we were saying let's strengthen murder and robbery, and all murder-related cases be dealt with by the murder and robbery unit.
But you can't remember when that discussion took place. Was that before the directive?
Before the letter, yes. Before the letter.
So let me come back to then what was your reaction when you saw the directive?
The letter?
Yes.
No, the letter. I'm saying that the letter came as a surprise to me, particularly the immediate disbandment of the unit and the dates that were set there. That to me was a problem, because the people who can be able to say we think we can close up this through this particular process are the operatives themselves out of an engagement.
Were you aware of the fact that the people in charge of the operations of the PKTT, General Mkwenazi and Lieutenant General Khumalo, that they had not been consulted about the disestablishment of the task team?
Well, because the discussions we were having with the National Commissioner, for that decision to ultimately be implemented, it will necessarily need the engagement of all the role players.
Yeah. But don't you think that the minister should have consulted with them? They're the people directly involved.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that the ultimate dissolution will have to take place after interacting with all the relevant role players. And this includes them.
The task team itself, was there any doubt in your mind that this task team was operating legally within the prescripts of SAPS, within an allocated budget, and falling under the authority of the National Commissioner, ultimately?
Yeah. I never doubted that.
Did the minister ever mention to you or indicate to you or give you any idea that actually this political task team is not operating legally?
Yeah, well, the discussions around this, it was not based on the legality of the of the unit or not, because that was never in question. I don't remember a meeting where we discussed that the team is illegal or something like that. That never arose.
And Brown Mokotsi?
Brown Mkhotsi, yeah, that is one that I don't know. I don't know that one. I've heard about him with these things that is happening, but
You didn't see him there on January the 8th?
January, there were many people there. If you don't relate with a specific person, when there are many people, there is no way that you will know who this one is. So I don't know him. I have never met him. Let me not say I have never met him, because you might find that I was in a space where he was as well, but I don't know him.
And the allegation that he was, he ran the president's election campaign?
Well, I don't know people who were running the president's election campaign. Okay, let me not generalize that. I don't know. I might know some, but generally speaking, I don't know who was doing what in the campaign. I was not in the center of the team, so the individuals involved, I don't know.
Because he's quite a well-known political operator within the party.
No. I think he's quite a well-known operator within the people that he works with, not within the party.
Prominent people within the party.
Well,
like the president.
Yeah, maybe you see, the ANC is an organization that have got all manner of people in it. And he is one of those individuals who are part of this body called the African National Congress, who do things that they are not reflective of what this organization is all about. And he can know leaders of the ANC, including knowing the president. But there is not a shred of evidence that he is ANC. He is a member, yes. He knows leaders, yes. They've influenced processes in the movement, yes. But that does not necessarily make them ANC.
Okay, you arrive at SAPS in 2019.
Yeah.
General Spear testified under oath before this ad hoc committee and said, everyone in the SAPS knows Ket Mathale because he's popular within the organization for the work he's doing in the SAPS. How well do you know Mr. Mathale?
I think, I don't want to say it was, you can't say everyone.
Can you get close to your mic?
You can't say, why is it that it looks like I'm far from the mic when you speak, Honorable? You can't say everybody knows him, because that might not be factual. But you can say there are some people who know him in SAPS. That will be accurate, because indeed it's some. Personally, I don't know him. I don't know him. I only came to know him when these issues started to hit the wall, and it was in the public space. But I didn't get the opportunity to meet with him.